Welcome back everyone. So let us go to the next form of the chain rule, that is the third chain rule. Okay, where you have a composition of two R2 functions. Okay, functions coming from R2. Okay, so let me write down. Let E, I'm assuming F to be the same thing what I've assumed for the previous two results. Okay, so based on that only. So now let E be a subset of R2. Okay, let U naught V naught, let U naught V naught, U naught V naught be an interior point, interior point, be an interior point of E. Okay, be an interior point of E. Okay, if x y x and y are functions from E to R. So in the previous result they were functions from D to R. Okay, sorry, they were functions from the set of real numbers to R. Again R to R they were actually, now they are from R2 to R, x and y. Okay, so if x and y are functions coming from R2 to R, x and y are functions from R2 to R are differentiable at u naught v naught. Okay, are differentiable at u naught v naught, and if differentiable at u naught v naught, and if x of u comma v and y of u comma v, okay, belong to D for all u comma v belong to, for all u comma v belong to E, right? Uh, yes, and x of this u naught v naught and y of x u naught v naught is mapped into the point x naught y naught. Okay, it's mapped into the point x naught y naught. Okay, then the function capital F u comma v mapped capital F u comma v, which is a function from E to R, defined by f of u comma v is defined to be equal to small f of x u v y u v. Okay, for all u comma v belonging to E is differentiable at u naught v naught and differentiable at u naught v naught and the value of the derivative. Now since this is a function coming from two variables, we won't get derivative, we'll get the gradient rather. So gradient of f at u0 v0, this is going to be the big term. It's going to become gradient of f small f x0 at x0 y0 multiplied by the dot product with respect to partial derivative of x with respect to u0 at the point u0 v0 y u0 v0. Okay, end of this bracket, comma, the second term over here is gradient of f at x0 y0, okay, at x0 y0 dot product with x, the partial derivative of x with respect to v at u0 v0, comma, partial derivative of y with respect to v at u0 v0. Okay, so this is the entire long thing. Okay, so this entire big thing is the derivative. So this understand what is the meaning of this function right now. So we have a domain here, we have a domain, okay, so the set E over there, right? This E okay, and then and that is getting under mapped into R. Okay, so see here, this is my set E. Okay, so x and y, this is the function y which takes from this thing, and x goes from here to here. So like this is the range of y, and this is going to be the range of x, right? And this is going to be the range x of E, and this is going to be y of E. Okay, so now this I consider it as a, if I consider it as in R2 as the x-axis and y-axis, the outputs, right? They're going to form a rectangle here. Okay, they're going to form a rectangle here whose length is going to be, length will be a bit difficult to say, but yeah, they're going to form a rectangle like object here. Okay, by the way, this need not be a rectangle also, it can be smaller pieces of rectangles. Okay, if depends on many things, but that will have to go too much into metric spaces, so I will not discuss that in detail. Okay, but think of it like this only, this is true only under certain circumstances, depends on what kind of E you all had. If your E is disconnected, then maybe these people also are disconnected. Okay, those who are studying metric spaces will know the things here, the results here. Okay, so this yellow set is going to be a D, right? And your this product xt yt will lie inside here. Okay, so by the way, you have a point here, u0 v0. Okay, so that point is mapped into R and then from R it's considered as a part of R2, and then you will have your x0 y0. Okay, after doing all this, then the function f goes from here to here. This is going to be a fd. Okay, so how does this the entire business work? You choose a point here, any point. This point will get mapped into two places. One is here, and one of these points will get mapped into this. So the same point, or rather, same point will get mapped here according to by the map y, and the map x will take it here. So join them together, or take the Cartesian product of these two red regions here. You will get the R2 plane, right? So in the R2 plane, this together are joined to form a single point. The single point is somewhere here, and that single point from here is mapped into f of d. Okay, as one point inside f of t. Okay, so that's about this result. Okay, so I'll continue about this a little later. So let us stop now. Wait a minute. I'll do the proof in the next video. We'll stop here, otherwise the thing will get a bit lengthy. Okay, bye.